in a couple of different psychiatric wards. I was an inpatient at Hayes Hall Ward in Torbay up until yesterday. I've been in hospital for all of this year, except for a few months, and they made me informal about a week ago, and I was due to be put into supported housing from the hospital ward, and that was the plan. Like with my care going forward, what happened was that a meeting that was meant to happen, and that meeting, when I went into that meeting, I wasn't able to attend the meeting because I'd gone to go and get my benefit money into Torbay Centre, and I missed the meeting. And when I returned to the hospital, they just said that they were going to discharge me completely rather than putting me into supported housing. I had I'm not able to go back to my house. Like, I definitely wasn't ready to do that, and that wasn't like something that there's just no way I can go back to. I have got a property which I still pay the rent for, but I'm not well enough to go back there, and I can't go back to my property at the moment. But they just discharged me prematurely. Like, I didn't even attend the meeting, and I haven't seen the consultant for over 4 weeks. I haven't been to any ward rounds, and it was like my nearest relative totally objected to it. The plan was to move into supported accommodation and move forward. So yesterday, I've come to see my nearest relative in Bristol. I've spent one night there, but I can't stay with him, and I haven't got anywhere else that I'm able to be. When they gave me the discharge papers, they gave me. Sorry, bear with me. They gave me the details for the crisis team. If I need any support, and I went down to the Broadmead Medical Centre, and they phoned up, and I spoke to the guy there, and he told me he agreed that it was like that wasn't right. And if I'd been an inpatient for almost a year and they're due to be moving into supported housing, it wasn't right that they should discharge me without me even being at the meeting. You know, they just had said I was discharged and told me I had to leave the premises. It was like no notice, literally 1 hour. I got back and they just said you have to go now, and I had no warning about it. And it wasn't like, and there's no way I can go back to my house. Like, I had some quite serious psychotic episode, and I haven't really felt safe in the hospital either, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Like, it hasn't been ideal. It's been alright in some ways, but it's been pretty it's been pretty strong. Basically, I need to be. I'd like to be informal. The ideal situation would be and to continue an informal admission, like I was before I was unfairly discharged from Hayes Hall by Sarah Benning, who's the ward manager. But I'd like to be admitted in Bristol. This is what we were working through in the MDT meetings, because my nearest relative is in Bristol and I'm in Devon, and that's my only relative. That's the only person I have no connections in Devon. I don't have anybody that I know there, no community there, just a property that I rent. So if there's any availability at the Priory Hospital in Bristol, I was admitted there before. That would be useful, because then I'd be able to engage with my nearest relative more frequently. And also the plan with the discharge, I wanted to try and get a housing transfer to downsize my property and swap for a social housing property in Bristol, to be able to move up here, and being in Bristol would help me to do that. But at the moment, I'm not able to go back to my brother's again tonight. I was there last night, and I was extremely it was very, very tense situation, and it wasn't like there's no way that I can go back there tonight at all. He's causing me significant troubles as well. So I need kind of like emergency admission. Like, I shouldn't have been discharged from hospital, basically. And I think that, you know, the guy I spoke to in the crisis team adhere to that. You know, and if you speak to my nearest relative, he'll also confirm, you know, that the plan was for me to go to a meeting and look to, you know, I was only made informal a week ago. 2 weeks ago, I was looking at, they were trying to double my medication and saying I was really ill, and you know that was that, and then all of a sudden they just made me informal, and then a week later they've just discharged me without even seeing me. There's been quite a lot of other issues as well. I don't know if you've got much knowledge of mental health and the section of the Mental Health Act. Do you know what do you do, Ruff?
I'm an adult nurse.
An adult nurse. So yeah. With mental health section, you have to have something called medical legal scrutiny, which is if doctors have to be Section 12 approved and they have to make sure that they've done all of the medical records right. And if they do the detention without that medical legal scrutiny, then it's unlawful. And something really weird happened with my admission, where 4 of these were missed. I was admitted on the 16th of May, and I was taken to Darlington. I was taken to the place of safety. I was 1 through 5 in Newton at Devon, and I was taken to Torbay Hospital, place of safety, and then I was taken from there to Darlington. When I was in Darlington, I was then section 3 on the 7th of June, so they increased my section. And there was every time they do a mental health assessment, you have an approved mental health professional. There's 2 AMs, and they have to be section 12 approved, and they have to make sure they've got all the details right, because obviously you might be taking.
I know that.
Yeah.
Well, it was section here sometimes.
Yeah, so if you do a mental health assessment, they have to make sure they do those. But 4 of these were missing. 4, not 1. So I had 2, section 2, section 3, and then if you're on section 3, it's a treatment order. So on section 2 is a 28 days for assessment. Section 3 is like if you don't take medication, you can be forcibly medicated. And obviously you might be anaphylactic, hypoglycemic, you might be taking chemotherapy medicine. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't do that medical legal scrutiny, it's like could endanger life. So when you do a transfer, I was transferred from Darlington to Taunton Hospital, and then I was transferred from Taunton to Haytor. And there should be section 3 transfer in checklist, and they didn't do that. And then when I got to Torbay Hospital, my consultant there, it was really strange. I didn't really understand what happened with it, and it kind of made it really difficult because I didn't really want to report the hospital, because at the end of the day I needed to be in hospital. Do you know what I mean? I can't, I'm in a really difficult situation, but the consultant actually wasn't qualified, and it was like as soon as I started to be vocal about this, then all of a sudden, first of all they tried to double my medication, and then they just made me informal and kicked me out of the hospital. So that isn't really an issue from where I am today. Where I am today is I need urgent referral to the crisis team. I've spoken to a guy earlier on in the crisis team. He said they've got somewhere in Bristol. There's either a crisis, I don't know, like a house which is like a temporary for up to a few weeks, which they have in Bristol, and also have the Priory Hospital. Basically, I can't be out in the community at the moment. Last night, I had to sort of try and keep myself awake because I was I don't feel safe or secure in my brother's house. And I think that's probably 30%, 40% reality, and maybe 60%, a very severe post-traumatic stress disorder. I've had quite a lot of attempts on my life, and I've had quite a lot of severe mental health difficulties as a result of that. But
which kind of mental health problem do you have?
So I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. I've been in hospital since November 2018, and I was in hospital up until May up until April this year, and then I was out for about 4 weeks, and then I was sectioned again on May the 16th, and I've been in hospital since May up to October. So almost all of this year except for 3 weeks and 2 months and 1 month from last year. The first month was in the Priory Bristol, and then I was taken to Taunton, then I was discharged from there. Then when I was sectioned again, I went to Darlington, Taunton, Haytor.
So you would like to speak with our psychiatric team to
yeah.
arrange a plan for you, for your housing and
I need to be in hospital basically. I shouldn't have been discharged from hospital, and it's I wasn't ready to be discharged, and I don't know. It's not I'm not in a situation where I'm not safe out in the community. There's no way I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to function or get on with my with my. I don't know where that's going to be, and I understand there's a shortage of beds. It would be brilliant if it could be. In Bristol, but I appreciate. I don't know if that is. Do you have? Would it be a mental health assessment that you would do, or could you look at it based on the previous admission? Do you know what? I've actually got all of my details.
I think they can look on your previous submissions.
I've got these here. It's of any use to you. There's a whole load of. I've got all my medical docs and my clinical notes and stuff from previous submission, anything that if there's any details that you need. Yeah, the stuff from the mental health act administrator and all of my notes from.
This is the higher.
Yeah, this is all my clinical notes from the admission. If anybody, just if you have to verify, I can got all of these.
So the crisis team has told you to come here to...
Yeah, so if they get a referral to the crisis team, that's what they said, but it has to come from triage, that's what they said, yeah.
Okay. Can you take your blood pressure? I know, it's just a standard thing. It doesn't, I know that you don't need it, but...
I'd rather not, mate, I'd rather not.
Why not?
Just, I don't like to have observations done, mate, it's alright, I don't.
No?
No, I'd rather not have them done, mate. I feel okay in myself, you know what I mean? I don't, yeah, I don't.
Have you got any allergies?
Not to my knowledge, mate.
Do you take a regular medication?
I take quetiapine. $300 milligram.
Anything else?
I have been prescribed other medication, but I mean I have PRN, I think lorazepam,
Okay.
but I don't really, I hardly ever use it. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So, just wait in the waiting room. There are just two people in front of you. So I think the plan will be, you will see first a doctor.
Would it not be a referral straight to the crisis team, or?
No, you will be referred by them to the crisis team. Well, to the psychiatric team that we got here. And then they can make a plan. Okay?
Okay. I feel really bad for just leaving my brother like out there, man. Like there's just nothing I can do. Like I can't. It's like, yeah. I really need to be in hospital. Like, but I just it's just such a fucking horrible situation. Like I just yeah. Sorry, you don't need to hear any of this, mate. But yeah. So it'll be a doctor and then the crisis team.
Yeah. So it's better to see first the doctor, so also them can be aware and make a proper plan going through your notes. And I think we'll be faster like this. Okay?
Okay, man.
So just wait in the waiting room and then they call you again and have a chat with you, and you can explain everything and give up
Like I
the
don't
proper picture.
probably like it's best not. I didn't really want to make a fuss. Like I should have made a fuss out of all that scrutiny and the doctor's details. But at the same time, like this is going to sound pretty bizarre, but like I don't think it was actually the fault of the NHS trust and like the consultant themselves. I think it was like as a result of outside influence, and like I don't, it's not really. Yeah, I don't know, but I think that's probably what's one of the things that caused my.
If something has gone wrong,
well, it's a civil issue. Do
we
you know
have
what I
to
mean?
fix
But
it.
yeah, but it's sometimes better not to address these things and be a bit more
No,
pragmatic and direct.
but
It's like
I don't think
I need to
they're going
survive.
to
Right?
make.
I need to survive so that my brother can survive, and like I need to be in a secure environment so that I can survive. Like if I thought we had one night like last night in Bristol, and like that was like 24 hours, but like that 24-hour window has elapsed now, and like if yeah, like I don't know. It's best not to capitalise on that kind of stuff and look at like what's available in terms of like being. I don't know. It's like it's really wrong, but I don't. It's kind of quite a contentious issue, and I don't know that. I don't know. It is a serious issue, but at the same time, it's like